So out of many yoga definition, today we are going to be talking about one specific and very special definition, which is Yogasya Chitta Vritti Nirodha. Blocking the patterns of mind is yoga. And what are those patterns? So there are 5 patterns which we have to block to achieve the goal of yoga. Number 1, pramana, the right cognition. Number 2, vikalpa, the imagination. Number 3 is viparyaya, which is misconception. Number 4, nidra, the sleep. And number 5, the smriti, memory. Namaskar, my name is Jitendra and you're watching Rudrabhishekam Yoga by Jitendra, and today we're gonna find out about this sutra, about this definition of yoga. For that, let's roll the intro. Pattern number 1, which is called the pramana, valid cognition. What determines whether knowledge is valid and correct? Well, we know something is valid if we ourselves have experienced something and can use that knowledge, right? For example, using our 5 senses, we can say that we know what water is because we have touched it and experienced it before. And we have practical application of water because we use it to clean ourselves and to hydrate our bodies. So in this case, we know the knowledge of water is valid because it is revealed to be water based on our experiences, and it has a practical application in our life. So Patanjali says, for knowledge to be valid, it needs to reveal the thing as it really is and be useful, have a practical application. It is true to say that we can often be deceived by our 5 senses. Think of mirage. You may believe you see water in the distance. It appears to be water. However, the water does not actually exist. The perception is real, but the outcome is incorrect or impractical. Deceived not only by the 5 senses, but it also needs to have a practical application. For example, a bookkeeper's knowledge is the complete invalid or impractical to the knowledge of a doctor or vice versa. The pattern number 2, viparyaya, or misconception. The second function of the mind is misconception. Misconception is false knowledge based on deceptive appearance of that object. We may like to think that we go through life seeing things objectively, but in fact we see the world that we want to see. The Sanskrit word for world is prapancha. Pancha means 5 senses and pra means perceiving through. So basically the world is what we see through our perception of the 5 senses. An example would be a group of people looking at the same tree. What do they see? Based on their own likes, dislikes, interest, etc. They will see different things. For example, an artist will see a potential painting, a carpenter see potential crafty possibilities, an environmentalist will contemplate the environmental benefits of the tree, and a child will see it as something to climb and explore. So, a tree is not simply what we see with our five senses. We see what is relevant to us, which is conditional by our biases. The pattern number 3, Vikalpa, imagination. Our imagination function operates on a more subtle level than the previous two functions of valid cognition and misconception. Imagination is an idea that we create in our minds. We actually can conceive ourselves of a truth when in fact it is not true at all. Other translation of Vikalpa are doubt, indecision, daydreaming. For example, if we tell ourselves that we are wonderful, amazing, capable, etc., then we live our life believing this about ourselves. However, if we tell ourselves that we are failures, useless, worthless, and unsuccessful, then our mind believes this, and your life will be a reflection of this. So, this function of Vikalpa or imagination can heavily influence you, causing happiness or suffering in your life. Pattern number 4, Nidra or deep sleep. Nidra is commonly translated as deep sleep or state of emptiness. In Nidra, the mind is directed inward, operating at a very subtle level. Sleep is the non-deliberate absence of thought, waves, or knowledge. The Yoga Sutra has also been translated as deep sleep is the absence of reasoning, the absence of other thoughts, and all other modification of mind are suspended, or simply sleep is a process based upon the absence of cognition. So Nidra or deep sleep, the mind is not conscious at all. Due to it begin an unconscious state of mind. We cannot explain this experience of dreamless sleep. As we never experienced it, we can only guess that we had a good or bad sleep, but there is no awareness of deep sleep itself. Nidra is actually noted as the activity defined by non-activity. Using ancient yogic meditation techniques called Yoga Nidra, it is possible to experience deep sleep consciousness. This is often described as a consciousness deep sleep state. The pattern number 5, Smriti or memory. The Yoga Sutra is translated as memory is the mental retention of a consciousness experience, or memory is a recollection of experienced objects. On the most obvious level, memories can bring you pleasure or can stir you up to feel angry, sad, or agitated. But on a deeper level, memory can influence your present situation more than you might realize. For example, the memory of a bad experience may keep you from starting a new relationship, taking risks, or living fully in the present moment. Memory's influence also shows up in some of our closest relationships. Have you ever caught yourself saying things about someone like, "He is untrustworthy, she is always late, she is able to handle anything," and this is all based on the memory of your experience with that person. Memory at times can prevent forgiveness. We may hold on to some painful memories which prevent us from letting go, and in a way, our memories can steal our present moment by holding on to certain impressions. This can prevent us from experiencing the now without bias, judgment, or criticism. So, the yoga is not just a physical practice, it is much beyond than that. I hope you've got the understanding of 5 folds or 5 patterns of mind. Namaskar, my name is Tendra and you are watching Rudrabhishekam Yoga by Jitendra. I'll see you another time with another topic. Till then, take a good care of yourself.